Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and today of course we are here with the Infernity Lightsworn FS Horus combo guide slash deck lists and consideration cards. So sample cards you can also try to use that have been tested, and I'll explain each and every card why, and of course my new deck list. So the last deck profile kind of becomes irrelevant because of the new list, but still give it a watch, since that one is the variant with Judgment Dragon and Felice if you are looking to play that. But yeah, let's just get into the video. So first of course we will do the deck profile, and then the consideration cards, and after that we will do the test hands of course. So yeah, enjoy the video, let me know what you thought of it, and most of all, enjoy. So yeah, first off, my new deck lists. The only two things that changed of course are the main deck and the side deck. So yeah, let's just get into that. For the main deck, triple Infernity Archfiend. You can play two like set in the deck profile. I really like 3 in this variant, since if your Fiendsmith lines get stopped and if you open it or if you mill it, you still have access to it, and that's why I like 3 in this variant. But of course 2 is always the correct ratio, but if you are like me and you want to play Archfiend at 3, then be my guest and play it at 3 of course. Then we have one Patriarch for Dugares lines, of course, that really come up a lot. Then we have one Necromancer. We cut it the second down because it's really not needed, and one Necromancer is all we need for, I will showcase of course in the test hands, but really one is all you need for the combo, and the other one can just brick. And if it gets banished, for example, you still have Reaper to summon it back. Then we have Stygian Rhino Harris. Yeah, you can mill them because this deck mills a lot. But if you already have Archfiend in hand, you can send Stygian with your Fiendsmith cards. And Rhino and Harris are really great cards to mill off your Lightsworn cards or with Grass. So that's why we play them. And also Harris is way better in this variant, since you can also search Wise, since that is an Archfiend card too. Then we have triple Dragonling, triple Wise, triple Wolf. These are the best Lightsworn main deck monsters. We got it Felice and Judgment Dragon because they kept bricking in my hand. Sure, Dragonling can send Felice and then you have an instant tuner. But I just really like to use them for Moon in order to go Fiendsmith lines, and Felice is a bigger brick than Wolf because when you mill Felice with a spell card, it doesn't trigger, which I really hate, and it's just stuck in my hand, while Wolf is not a tuner, and if you open Wolf together with a Wise, you can go full combo of course. So that's why I cut it Felice, and Judgment Dragon cut it too. Sure, it's a good card going second, but it's the biggest brick in your deck together with Happy, and I really don't want that. And most of the times you just mill it, so you can't search it off Dragonling. I really dislike having those cards in my list, so I cut them down because they are bricks. Then we have triple Engraver, one Lacrima, one Lurie. Of course, standard Fiendsmith cards, together with double tracked, of course. I explained why in the deck profile, but you have to play as much Fiendsmith as possible. You can even play one more tracked in this variant, but I really like not seeing multiple copies in my hand, so 2 is enough. That's why 2. Then we got to the Horus cards, triple Imseti, one Happy. Triple Sark, one of the field spell. I really love to have as much Horus access as possible because Horus cards really can control the game on their own, and they are amazing to have. So that's why I maxed out the engine except for triple field spell because that will brick. So yeah, this is the way to have it as much as possible, and I almost see it every game, which I really love because these cards are insane. Then we have the Shufflers. Shufflers are insane. For example, you can mill Launcher with this variant. by accident, and then you have the shufflers to shuffle it back. And or they are still amazing interruptions in opponent's turn, and if you don't have as much gas, you can keep shuffling Launcher back, which is insane. So you can keep looping Launcher like we do with Omega sometimes, so it's really cool to have. Then we have Beckoning Beast, Chaos Summoning Beast, Triple Spirit Gates, still insane cards, and they are free Fiendsmith engine, so that's why I would like to play them. Why not more Beckoning Beast? Because sure, it's your main normal summon, but I rather see Spirit Gates than Beckoning Beast, because it will clog up your hand with more monsters, and that's why I only play one. And it's still insane. Chaos Summoning Beast is a brick, of course, but this deck used to have more bricks, and I cut them down, so Chaos Summoning Beast is acceptable to have. And they are just too insane with each other, which makes Spirit Gates a one-card combo, of course. One Reaper, you have to play it. Insane card. You can play it at 3, sure, if you play more Infernity names, but I won't recommend it. Just play one. It's insane at 1. Triple Charge. I don't have to explain this card. Not once per turn. Mill 3. Add 1 Lightsworn card. Insane card. I really love this card. Then we have Trust plus Talents, of course. I mean, you can search Grass of this, which is really cool, or Tract, Charge, Reaper, the list goes on. This card is insane to have as an engine card and as a non-engine card, of course. Then you have Grass, Foolish, Monster Reborn. Grass is just insane. When you resolve it, you will almost win the game already, because that card is insane and you get a lot of card advantage from it. Then we have Foolish, Monster Reborn. You just have to have them. They are insane to open, and you can search them off Trust, of course. Then what I did for the variant, I played more non-engines such as Droplet and Eclipse. Eclipse is really cool against Ryziel and against Kashtira Fiendsmith variants in this format, so I really like Eclipse. You can play a third for sure. And Droplet is just insane to clock out monsters from your hand and just go full combo going second. Droplet keeps being an insane Infernity card, of course. Then we have Called By. You gotta respect those hand traps. Launcher, of course. You have to have it in Infernity variant. Bring back to 3 Konami, I beg you. The Sark, Gates, and Field Spell are already explained. We got 1 break, 2 barrier in this variant. It's really insane to end on 3 traps. And I always say, if you can play 3 traps, never play 3 barrier, but always play double barrier, 1 break. Because if your Infernity cards gets outed, for example, you still have a form of interruption in the form of Infernity Break, which I really like. Also, Break is very cool in this format. Breaking away, for example, their Moon of the Closed Heaven, so they can't access Fiendsmith, of course, and Barrier, of course, being one of the best Infernity cards ever. Then for the extra deck, really nothing changed, so I recommend to watch the deck profile why I play those. I will also explain in the consideration cards which cards you can consider, of course. But the extra deck was really already well explained in the deck profile video. It was my last video, so check that out for sure. And then for the extra deck, we got Argerator. Argerator for Ultimate Slayer against Ryziel is insane. I played a case tournament last Sunday, and I really missed a lot of anti-Ryziel cards. So these cards are really insane against Ryziel to out-detonator for sure. And then we have Chaos Hunter and Lancia, which is really against Malice. We have to have that Malice hate, of course. Chaos Hunter is pretty insane, and it's also really funny to side in if you're going first against Malice. So you can summon that back with Yama by milling it of Aerial Ether and then summoning it on your field, which is really funny to do. Lancia is insane against Malice. Of course, you have to play it this format in every deck. Ulti Slayer already explained. We got D-Barrier, Sanctum, so we can search those of Trust. Sanctum for the extra Lancia, and D-Barrier, of course, to call Xyz against Ryziel. Then we have the solemn traps, which are really insane if you're going first. So side those in for sure, because 10 pie variants are still very popular, and it's of course good against every deck, to be fair. I really love the solemn cards. So yeah, that was it for the new deck profile. Let's get into the consideration cards. So yeah, here are the cards for consideration. Sure, every non-engine card I have been having in every Infernity list that is not on this list is also insane. For example, Infinite Impermanence. You can even play hand traps in this variant if you want to. I rather go with breakers, since breakers are really insane in this format. So yeah, let's just get started. We have Punishment Dragon and Judgment Dragon. It's just really whichever you like more. I like the Judgment Dragon more, but you can of course banish your Lightsworn cards with Minerva from graveyard in order to mill more. And then you can special summon Punishment Dragon. So I wouldn't recommend to play both, but just choose one of these, whichever you like more. I just really like the Judgment Dragon Destroy effect, if I had to choose. Then we have Triple Felice. I kept breaking this card, and I really don't like the card at all that much. Of course, its second effect to pop a card on the field comes in handy sometimes, but I won't risk it for brick since this deck is already insane, playing through lots of interruptions. If you want to play with Felice, just watch the and Judgment Dragon, just watch the other deck profile I did, so my last video. Then we have an entire Bestial engine here. You don't have to play them all at max, but it was just really, for example, if you don't have Fiendsmith or Horus, I would consider the Bestial engine, because Bestials are still very cool and very good in this format. And they are really easy to summon. They are extenders on their own, and they are hand traps, of course. Of course, when you do so, I wouldn't consider playing them all at 3. And I see now that I forgot Baldrake, but Baldrake is one of the important ones. But yeah, you can play a more bestial variant. And then for ratios, don't go with too many bestials. I would recommend to play 2 Druid's Worm, 1 Baldrake, 1 Magnamut. If you're going for a small engine, if you're going for a bigger engine, consider Lubellion and Branded Regained. But yeah, don't forget Baldrake. I forgot it in this picture, and I'm really sorry. But Baldrake is one of the better bestials this format. So if you're playing Bestial, play those for sure. Play Baldrake for sure. Then we have another horse name in the form of Duamatev. I don't like Bakshinev that much, but Duamatev is an insane OTKer. Why I don't play it in my other list? Because you really don't need another horse name, and it's another brick, which I won't recommend. But if you're playing, if you don't have Fiendsmith, for example, and you're playing a bigger horse count with also triple field spell, then sure, consider playing one more name. But I won't recommend it right now. It's just if you have much more luck in not opening bricks in this variant than me, consider playing it. Then we have Sharvara and just of the Unchained cards of Abomination, Rage, and the traps. Of course, you are already playing Yama in this variant, and if you want to play with the Unchained package, go for it, I would say, if you really like the Unchained cards. So yeah, that's why the Unchained cards, because they are really accessible in this variant. Sharvara is of course insane. I just don't play it because when you're already going combo, you just don't need the Sharvara at all because of all the bodies you can already mass produce and the traps being bricks, of course. Then we have Tearlaman's Ed Sheeran. This card is still insane. It can mill a lot of cards. If you open it, I don't play it anymore because it's a one-off and already a lot of decks, and you don't have a way to search it except with the Tearlaman's field spell, which you can consider too with set rotation. But it's just, it's a free body, sure, but I really didn't see it at all, so I would rather play another Spirit Gates, for example, because I really wanted to see that more than Sheeran. Then we have Dark Beckoning Beast and Nightmare Throne with set rotation. If you want to play more Beckoning Beasts because you really like to normal summon Beckoning Beasts, go for it. Play it with rotation, and one Nightmare Throne is enough because you can rotate with Horus Field spell and a Nightmare Throne them in order to access Beckoning Beast more. Then we have 2 talents. For example, if you don't have Trust or you rather play double Trust, double talents, I would say go for it. Play more talents. Book of Eclipse, just if you want to cut down one more Archfiend, for example, for another Eclipse, then that's fine for sure. Then for the extra deck, Bestial Dispater is really for if you're playing with the Bestials, really. Zealand is still an insane card together with Saryuja. I just didn't see it's worth playing in this variant because you want to have Caesar as early as possible, and when you do Zealantis, Caesar loses his materials, which is really sad. Abomination and Rage are really for the more Unchained package. Abomination is another name to Anton, of course, if you don't want to play the Nightmare Griffin. And it's insane together with Break. Trigate Wizard and Nightmare Griffin are just really, Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus. They are really just in order to, if you want to play the Trigate variant, which ends on Abomination with Trigate, of course, locked with Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus, like in the 3-axis variant. So yeah, these are cards to consider for sure. And never forget Baldrake. And yeah, of course, cards like Infinite Impermanence and other non-engine cards. So yeah, that was it for the cards for consideration. Let's get into these test hands, and so you can see how to pilot this deck correctly. This deck doesn't have any specific combos like 3-axis. It's just really with the hand you are dealt, as Infernity has been always. So yeah, enjoy the test hands, and hope you all learn from it. If you need more things for you to learn for the deck, let me know, and I'll be as helpful as I can, of course. Let's get into these test hands, and I'll soon be getting a better camera so I can record in real life matches. And I'll also try to put some matches up on Dueling Book for sure. yeah, that was it for the test hands. Always 10 test hands per combo guide, of course. I hope you all learned to how to pilot the variant. And of course, like I said, I will be doing in real life matches and of course online matches soon for with this variant for the channel. I have already been doing some and I saved some already, so I will make a complication of those. Of course, for every variant, I will be doing this that we are showcasing on the channel. Also, let me know, of course, what you all would like to see further on the channel. The planning for this week is to also get out a fleeting hand Infernity variant for Duel Links. Because lots of people have been asking for an updated since Trishula got unlimited in Duel Links. And the variant, of course, still being the best variant in Duel Links available. Also, on the agenda is a top 10 or just all the Infernity cards ranked. Because why not? It's time for another fun video. Also, custom Infernity cards part 2 is also coming soon. But yeah, that's it for this week. And this week's agenda. Next week, of course, we'll be doing is Birmingham, so I'll be doing a Birmingham announcement video. And of course, already been asked is an Edison Infernity list, a deck profile, Infernity Chimera videos, and so many more to come, of course. Also very cool, I've been testing with the Matter Reactor cards because they are very cool for 3-axis Infernity and they really change Infernity 3-axis by a bit. So I'll be also showcasing that soon. And of course, Master Duel Infernity is also getting lots more of attention because Master Duel is still a very fun way to play Infernity because we have 3 launchers there. So yeah, that was it for the test hands. And of course, thank you all so much for watching again and supporting the channel. It all means so much to me. And I love doing this, of course. Infernity best deck, Infernity live after all. Yeah, Infernity really is a huge part of my life and Infernity will always be a huge part of my life. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching and thank you all so much for the support for the channel. Much more to come soon. Lots of videos have been planned and lots of videos have already been started with editing. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for many more content to come on the way. And of course, let me all know what you all would like to see on the channel soon. Infernity best deck, Infernity for life.